The wave page is where you can edit wavetables even further in many different ways. Here, you can shift, move and adjust waves, partials and their levels, allowing you to create your own wavetables. This is where you can also load in WAV files and use them as wavetables, and also use the built-in speech synthesizer, which allows you to type in words or phrases that you can use as a wavetable. As you can see, the selected wavetable is much more visible, and you are still able to move the wavetable around in 3D simply by clicking and holding on the wavetable and moving the mouse around, as well as using the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. To the right of the screen is the color and peak section. Color allows you to adjust the color of the wavetable, making the peaks and troughs more noticeable. Cut peaks allows you to adjust how much visual depth you want the wavetable to have. At its lowest setting, the image turns into a flat plane, and at its highest setting, visual detail is much more obvious as to where the peaks and troughs are within the wavetable. To the bottom of the screen, you can choose how you want to view the wavetable. Nave is set to smooth plane, but you can choose between 7 different ways to view the wavetable: peaks, smooth plane, hard plane, strips, lines, cross lines, and flow. Peaks and flow look similar, except when you scan through the wavetable with the red line in flow mode, the red line is stationary and the wavetable itself moves, allowing you to always have a clear view of which part of the wavetable is starting first. To the left of these modes is the on-screen view buttons. This is where you can choose to view the wavetable as a 3D wave or view it in its 3D spectral representation. You can move the image around in either mode and also view both modes on all pages. Above these buttons is the ribbon strip, which you can use to play and hear the wavetable while scanning through it. By clicking and holding your mouse, you can play and hear the current position, and by moving the mouse at the same time, you can scan through the wavetable with the visible red line. This is very handy when you want to find a specific part of the wavetable you want to use. The dark areas on the left and right side of the ribbon are where you can set and adjust the travel position, which will allow the scanning to loop from the start position of the red line. The left side will loop the wavetable backwards, and the further left you go, the faster the loop will be. The right side will loop the wavetables forwards, and the further right you go, the faster the loop will be. The window directly below the ribbon is where you can select different wavetables. In the top corner is where you can select to edit either Wave 1 or Wave 2. In the bottom left, you will find the Edit, Tools and Load buttons. The Edit button allows you to edit the selected wavetable's harmonics or spectral content even further, with 9 different edit modes to select from: Level, Expand Contract, Permutate, Rotate Waves, Shift Waves, Rotate Partials, Shift Partials, Gyrate and Random. Each mode uses 3 parameters which can be seen on the sides and the bottom of the graphical display: the amount control on the left, the partial control on the bottom, and the position control on the right. The selected area you choose using these controls will be highlighted in a white area. The position control allows you to select which position within the wavetable you want to edit. There are 64 individual positions to choose from 0 to 63. You can set how many side-by-side positions you want to edit simply by dragging the position bar upwards, which you will notice creates a second bar to wherever you have dragged the bar to. For example, we can use 10 positions, which can be seen as the white area on the 3D display. We can now edit these 10 positions or change the position area by clicking and dragging on the middle section in between the 2 position bars. The partial control works in a similar fashion, allowing you to select which partial or group of partials you want to edit. Just as before, click and drag on the middle section in between the partial control to move around to where you want to edit. The amount control allows you to edit the selected partials within the position, either positively by clicking and dragging up, or negatively by clicking and dragging down. Remember, the sounds that we will be hearing are only coming from where the position red line marker is, but as you will see, these modes can affect certain parts of a wavetable or even the whole wavetable itself if you want to. For the following demonstrations, while we are editing, we will first highlight a small selected area and then the whole area to show how these modes can affect the entire wavetable. At the end of demonstrating these 9 modes, we will show you how you can make your own unique wavetable. The level mode allows you to change the level or height of the area selected. With the expand-contract mode, positive values increase the level of the louder parts of the wave and decrease the level of the quieter parts of the wave. Negative values will draw all parts closer to an equal and average level. The permutate mode rearranges or changes the spectral components of the selected area from subtle to chaotic. The more positive or negative amounts is applied, the more dramatic the change will be. The rotate waves mode will move the waves in a cycled way. Using positive amounts will cycle the waves from front to back, and negative amounts will cycle the waves from back to front. Waves that reach the end of the wavetable will cycle back from the other side. The shift waves mode is similar to the rotate waves mode, except when the selected area of waves has reached past the highlighted area, they do not rotate back to the start or end of the highlighted area, and the area is left blank. The next 2 modes are similar to rotate waves and shift waves, except they work with the partials. The rotate partials mode moves the current selected partials in 2 ways, to the right in positive values or left in negative values. This mode will allow partials that are outside of the highlighted area to be copied and moved into the highlighted area without moving the original unhighlighted partials. The shift partials mode works in a similar way to rotate partials, except this mode will only move partials that are highlighted. Once those partials have been moved out of the selected area will become blank. When we compare the same selected area in both rotate partials and shift partial modes, we can see visually what the difference is and what's taking place. The gyrate mode allows you to turn the selected area in a 360-degree fashion. The random mode will generate random values. To apply this mode, use the amount control positively. The dry-wet switch allows you to turn off any other oscillator or any effects that might be in use. The octave button allows you to change the octave range of the ribbon slider. The Tools button is where you can use the phrase creator, import your own WAV file, or export a wavetable. Selecting Talk will open up a small window where you can type words or sentences that can then be converted into a wavetable. For this example, we will type in wavetable synthesis. As we scan through the wavetable, you can hear it say wavetable synthesis. If we then want to save this as a wavetable that we can use later on, simply click on Tools again and select Export Wavetable. Locate where you want to save the wavetable, give it a name, and click Save. You can edit and save the new wavetables just as we did earlier by exporting the wavetable. The Load button allows you to load your custom wavetables directly into Nave. To import any other WAV file, click on Tools and select Analyze Audio. Then find a WAV file that you want to load into Nave as a wavetable and double-click on it. Nave will automatically import it as a new wavetable.